All right, welcome to the deep dives, everybody. Today we're going to Paris. Virtually, of course.
This is fun.
Yeah, well, kind of. We're doing a deep dive on this DTT Pilates reformer training, the intensive one, at Studio Bio
Oh,
Pilates.
yeah, I saw that. 10 days, right.
Right, just 10 days. So we got some cool stuff to go through, like excerpts from an interview with Caroline Berger de Femini. She's a STOTT Pilates instructor trainer there.
Sounds like she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, she definitely does. So our mission today, figure out what this training is all about. Like, who's it really for? What makes it so special? And, if it's actually worth it.
All the important questions. I mean, 10 days to cover both beginner and intermediate D2T Pilates reformer. That's a lot.
Seriously, it is. Like jumping into the deep end. So I guess the first question, who's this thing even for?
Yeah, good question. Carolyn mainly talks about movement professionals. Like if you're already a fitness coach or a dance teacher, physiotherapist, those kinds of people.
Makes sense, right? They already have a good grasp of the body and movement.
Yeah, exactly. This course is kind of like adding another tool to their belt, so to speak.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about people who aren't already in those fields? Like, let's say you want to switch careers and Pilates is calling your name.
That's interesting. She does mention people transitioning careers, actually. They seem pretty drawn to this intensive program, too.
So you don't need to be a pro already.
Well, she says prior teaching experience isn't mandatory, but it definitely helps if you have a good sense of, like, body awareness.
So you know your body, how it moves, all that jazz.
Right. If you want to teach movement, you got to understand it in yourself first.
I get it. So it's open to pretty much anyone who's serious about Pilates, as long as they have some decent body awareness going on.
Exactly. Now, if you do sign up for this thing, what should you actually expect to walk away with? Like, after those 10 intense days, what are the main takeaways?
Yeah, good question. Because it's not just about, like, learning a bunch of moves, right?
Not even close. Carolyn lays out 3 main goals for the training. First up, mastering those 5 basic principles of STOTT Pilates.
Oh, yeah. Those are kind of like the foundation, aren't they?
Exactly. They're the biomechanical principles behind every single STOTT Pilates exercise.
Give me an example.
Like core activation, engaging those deep abdominal muscles to stabilize your spine.
Right, right. So you're not just going through the motions, you're understanding why you're doing it that way.
That's the point. And it's about applying those principles consistently, no matter the exercise. That's what makes it safe and effective.
Okay, what's goal number 2? What else can you expect to get out of this intensive training?
Goal number 2, getting seriously familiar with the reformer itself. I mean, seriously in-depth knowledge.
In what way?
Well, get this, you learn 66 beginner-level exercises. And each one comes with, get ready for this, 144 modifications.
144? That's insane. Why so many?
So when you're teaching, you can adapt to anyone. Different body types, fitness levels, you name it. You have options.
Oh, wow. That's a huge toolkit.
It is. And it doesn't stop there. At the intermediate level, it's another 52 exercises with 112 modifications.
They really don't mess around, do they?
Nope, they really go all in. It's not just scratching the surface.
So goal 1, principles. Goal 2, mastering the reformer. What's number 3?
Number 3 is developing a, as she puts it, complete teaching posture.
What's that even mean?
Basically becoming a well-rounded, effective teacher. It's not just about you doing it right. It's about helping others do it right.
I see, I see.
So you learn how to really observe movement, see those little imbalances, and then you learn how to use your hands to adjust to people's positions.
Like hands-on adjustments.
Yep, exactly. Make sure they're doing it safely and correctly. And then the cueing. How do you talk to your clients using clear and concise language so they get what to do?
Makes sense. It's got to be clear, right?
Absolutely. And then, how to structure a class, make it flow, make it engaging, and how to adapt to different people.
Okay, so you're tailoring the class to the individuals in it, even with a group.
Exactly. Considering their limits, their goals, all of that.
So this teaching posture thing, anything else they cover?
Oh, yeah, some really important stuff.
Right?
Postural analysis.
How's that different from just observing movement?
It's more in-depth, like assessing their posture while standing, moving, to see those underlying patterns.
Oh, interesting.
Then there's communication skills. Obviously, you got to be able to talk to your clients effectively.
Of course.
And this one's interesting. They actually cover cueing in English.
Yeah.
Which in Paris, makes sense. Lots of international clients.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
And lastly, teaching flow. How to seamlessly transition between exercises, make it a smooth experience.
Okay, so it's not just do this, then do that. It's more like an art form.
Exactly. They really cover everything, don't they?
It sounds intense,
Oh.
but also really comprehensive. Okay, so let's say I'm thinking about signing up for this thing. What should I expect in terms of, the vibe, the environment?
Well, Caroline emphasizes the high-level, structured learning environment.
Mm.
But, and this is key, it's also supportive. You're not just thrown in the deep end.
Okay, so it's intense, but not like cutthroat or anything.
No, no. Lots of support, lots of guidance, and most people come in wanting to be able to teach right after those 10 days. They want to feel confident.
Makes sense. If you're putting in that much time, you want results.
Exactly. And that's why that solid foundation, that clear methodology is so important. And the practical tools, the specific cues, the adjustments, it's all designed to be used right away.
So you're not just getting theory, you're getting things you can apply in the real world.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And, people come in with different backgrounds, different goals. Some want to add to their existing skills. Some are starting fresh.
But they all want to be good at it, right?
Right. And they all expect precision from the instructors, professionalism, and I think this is really important, personalized support.
Personalized support, especially in such a short time, how do they manage that?
That's the question, right? Well, the learning process is a mix of things.
Yeah.
You have hands-on practice, of course, but also observation and the theory side of teaching.
So it's not just about me being able to do the exercises perfectly.
No way. You'll be working in pairs a lot to get that real teaching experience. So you'll be practicing those adjustments, refining your cues, all that.
Learn by doing, right?
Yep. And then there's structured observation, where you watch experienced instructors, see how they do it, and then you get feedback from the trainers, and there's time for you to reflect on what you've learned.
Sounds intense, but like good intense, right?
Yeah, I think so. And they have those supervised practice sessions, too, so you can really hone your skills with guidance. And it's not just practical stuff. You'll also dive into anatomy, the specific STOTT Pilates methodology, and that postural analysis.
Okay, so they cover all the bases, basically, but how does it all fit into 10 days?
Caroline says the pace is intense, but it's also progressively structured. So they start with the basics and gradually build up.
So you don't get overwhelmed right off the bat.
Exactly. And that personalized support comes in here, too. They make sure everyone's keeping up, that no one's getting left behind.
That makes me feel a bit less intimidated, honestly. So with all these different Pilates training programs out there, what makes this one special? What did Caroline say about that?
She highlighted a few things. First, the environment itself. The studio is made for this kind of training, top-notch equipment, the official STOTT Pilates stuff.
So you're learning in a really professional setting.
Yes, and she described it as like calm, beautiful, inspiring, which probably helps when you're learning something so intense.
Yeah, the atmosphere can make a difference. But what about their approach to teaching, their philosophy?
Now, this is the really interesting part, and I think it's super important for anyone considering this. Their goal isn't just to, drill the Soki Pilates method into you like a robot.
Okay, so it's not just memorizing exercises.
No. They want you to develop your own teaching voice, your own style. You're not just a clone, you're you.
I like that. That's really cool.
It is. And they really emphasize seeing movement. Really seeing how people move, understanding those nuances.
Oh, wow.
And then being able to listen to your clients, to their needs, to guide them, but not control them.
So it's more about empowerment than just telling them what to do.
Exactly. It's about facilitating their movement, helping them find their own way.
That's a really cool way to think about it. So at the end of these 10 days, what do you actually get? What's the proof that you went through all that?
Well, you get an official Steffi Pilates letter of completion. That's your badge of honor, basically.
Okay, and what's that good for?
It allows you to take the Merrithew certification exam.
Yeah.
Merrithew is like the mothership of Steffi Pilates, so this certification is the gold standard.
So it's recognized worldwide.
Exactly. This training is basically a stepping stone to becoming a fully certified Steffi Pilates instructor. And with that certification, you can teach pretty much anywhere. Studios, wellness centers, gyms, or even on your own.
So it really opens doors, career-wise.
Big time. It can launch your career or give your existing career a serious boost.
That's awesome. And lastly, Caroline had some final thoughts, right? Something about the personal side of this whole thing.
Yeah, and this really resonated with me. She said this training is about so much more than just skills and knowledge. It's a transformation, personal and professionally.
So it changes you, not just your resume.
Exactly. And get this, she said that by learning to guide others, you also discover yourself as a teacher. Like you learn your own strengths, your own approach.
Oh, I like that. It's like a journey of self-discovery through teaching others.
That's exactly what it is.
So to sum it all up, this intensive STOTT Pilates reformer course in Paris, it's a fast-paced deep dive into the method. It's for both experienced professionals and those new to the field, as long as they have good body awareness. And it's not just about learning the exercises, it's about understanding the principles, mastering the reformer, and becoming a truly effective teacher.
And all that in just 10 days.
It sounds pretty incredible, honestly.
It does, doesn't it?
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into this really interesting training program. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, hit me.
Given the intensity, the depth, the speed of this training, how do you think that impacts not just your technical skills, but also your personal approach to teaching movement? Like, does that intensity force you to develop your own style faster?
Whoa, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Something to think about for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was a pleasure.
Until next time, keep diving.
Bye, everyone.